On the FC114ASP, in here are our forwarding rollers. The upper ones are called gripper rollers. The lower rollers are called lower forwarding rollers. This here is a large paper hold down to help paper slide underneath the crease bar. This across here, this round shaft, is called the eccentric shaft. That eccentric shaft presses on the compression brackets that push down on the upper crease die. Here, this first sensor is used for the strike perf and for the crease bar. The second yellow sensor over here is used for the numbering heads. These are our block brackets for the numbering heads. This metal strip that you're seeing down below across the strike plate is called a paper hold down. These long ones are used to keep the sheet underneath the numbering heads as they go through. Up above, these two connectors right here are for the strike perf assemblies. These two right here are for the numbering heads. These two black connectors are the electrical charge needed for the numbering heads. Here on the other side of the cover, you see the pressure regulator gauge, and here's our pressure regulator. These are factory set, so you will not have to change these. When you receive your new FC114A, you'll have two boxes like this and this yellow package. The two boxes are the numbering heads. When you open those up, you'll find a numbering head that is wrapped in bubble wrap. You'll be able to pull that off. And you'll have two numbering heads just like this. Here's the care package when you open that up. This is a special strike perf version of the FC114A. This will have the new strike perf assembly inside it. When you open that up, the bags are going to use. This is the strike perf assembly, the upper strike perf. Inside the care package you will find a ruler, your ink cartridges, extra marbles for lighter stocks, a wheel pick, all tools needed to make adjustments on the machine, the power cord for the machine, your instruction manual, and test sheets. Every FC114A comes with 4 tools for making any adjustments that you need to make on the machine. Starting with our largest 3/16, the next size down is the 5/32. After that is the 1/8, and then there's the 3/32. The machine also comes with a built-in tool holder for these tools. In the care package you will find the power cord. One end, of course, goes to the wall. This square end will go here into this block. You'll plug the other end into the wall, and here's your main power supply switch. There are 2 handles underneath the feed table, clearly marked. This one here increases or decreases the pressure going to the feed rail. The other, that's marked as vacuum, increases or decreases the amount of vacuum being pulled through the vacuum wheel on the feed table. When you get a new ink cartridge, the ink well itself is still sealed. What you'll need to do is use a utility knife, pop the pad out, cut a small slit in this side of the inkwell, twist the blade a little bit, and do another slit over on this side as well. See how the ink is starting to pour out? Once that's done, go ahead and put the pad back in And the ink cartridge is now ready for about 25,000 strikes. On our standard pneumatic numbering heads, you can drop, they're all 7-wheel, and you can drop up to 3 of the wheels. You'll move these wheels over to the number 9, go about halfway over, and pull back. Now the only thing that will print are these last 3 digits. These 4 can no longer print. On the face, we have our repeat selector. This allows us, if we're at 0, every time the head hits, it does not change. If it's on 1, every time the head hits, it changes. If it's on 2, the head has to strike 2 times, then it will change. If it's on 3, the head has to strike 3 times, then it will change. The optical sensors on the FC114A use a piece of reflective tape down below. As you can see, there's a red dot. If these pieces of reflective tape are blocked by a piece of paper or some other type of debris, the creasing, numbering, or strike perf capabilities will not work. Please make sure that those pieces of reflective tape are always clear of paper and debris. The FC114ASP comes with 2 perf assemblies. This is your standard manual rotary perf, and then it also comes with a pneumatic upper perf assembly for the strike perf. When installing the strike perf assembly, you will slide it down sideways and give it a slight twist and put it in position so that the blade is centered over the chromoly hub, and tighten the set screw that is in the back. After installing the strike perf assembly above the wheel, you'll take the hose and attach it to a set of white plugs. The FC114ASP does need an external compressor or house compressed air to run the pneumatic heads and the pneumatic perforating assembly. This is the exiting paper hold down. It needs to go close, but not underneath the numbering head. All our creasers have an easy to change lower crease die, which have 2 sides to it. A thin side for any paper below 9 point paper. Anything above 9 point paper, you'll want to use the wider side. On the back side of the feed table, there is an extension plate allowing you to run longer sheets. To get to that, there are 2 knobs. You will loosen them, bring the table around, and tighten your knobs, and it will lock in place. To put it back, you will loosen your knobs, move the air hose out of the way, tighten your knobs back up. To install the receiving tray, there are 2 pins that the tray will go in between. Lift up so that the lip of the tray can go under the top pin, and lay the tray down on the bottom pin. The paper stops can be adjusted easily by turning the knob clockwise to tighten, counterclockwise to loosen. This paper stop is fixed and does not move. This is the Count FC114ASP strike perf creasing and numbering machine. There are 4 different modes. First mode is the perf mode. Once you push that, it'll ask you about the paper length. Your standard paper, which is 8.5 by 11 or an A4, is going to be under 250 millimeters. So you would select that for your standard piece of paper. Anything over that would go to a long. Here's your pump button, which turns on the pump. Your run button, which starts the machine running. And then when you're running, you would push the feed button to use the vacuum controlled feeder, or the stream button to just stream feed using vacuum. They have a batch count on this. When it says on, it is actually turned off. You'll select what you want for the batch, press enter, and then turn it on, then press accept. To turn it off, you will push the off button, accept. This is jog forward button, makes the rollers run towards the exiting side of the machine. This is jog reverse button, which runs the rollers towards the feeding side of the machine. This is count reset, which just resets the counter. The feed delay buttons, when increasing this number, what that does is that slows the feeding down by using the vacuum while it feeds the sheets through. Instead of feeding them very closely to each other, these are in tenths of a second, so it would wait 7/10 of a second before the next sheet is fed through. The next mode we're looking at is the crease mode. If you notice, there's still the two different sizes of sheets, and that's for the vacuum. We have 11 different types of creases available: the half fold, tri-fold, Z-fold, letter fold, roll, gate, double parallel, and 3 different perfect binds available. The next mode is going to be the strike perf mode. When you accept there, your first number will always have to be greater than 55 millimeters. That is default for the machine. You will always have to put that in. If you do not put 55 millimeters in and you try and put something smaller in, it will give you an error. So your start number will always have to be at 55. That's where the perforator will raise, and then on the next number is where it comes right back down. Press accept, and you can see that we still have our standard run screen. Down here in the bottom corner, if you were to push that, it allows you to adjust where you want your perf to raise and then come back down. The next mode we have is numbering mode. You have 12 different locations that you can program each numbering head for, or if you want, both numbering heads can hit at the same location.